300 miles from the nearest coastline, in waters most vessels never cross, our search team picked up an unusual signal. At first, it appeared to be nothing more than a shadow against the morning haze. But as we approached, the outline became unmistakable. A battleship, adrift and alone.
823 feet of naval engineering, abandoned to the elements.
Flag. Crew or signs of crudity.
The hull told a story of years, perhaps decades, of exposure to salt, sun, and storm. Every surface showed the same pattern of neglect, corrosion spreading unchecked across thousands of tons of steel.
The bridge, once the nerve center of this vessel, now stood blind and silent.
The main armament, once capable of striking targets 20 miles distant, had become monuments to decay. 15-inch naval rifles, reduced to hollow shells of oxidized steel. Walking the deck revealed structural damage far beyond surface corrosion.
The stern showed evidence of previous damage. Whether from collision or grounding remained unclear.
To understand what we had found, we needed to go inside.
Inside, the damage was worse than we had anticipated. Saltwater intrusion had reached every compartment. Corrosion had spread without limit.
The crew quarters told a silent story. This vessel had been abandoned completely, with no preparation for preservation.
What we had discovered was not merely an abandoned ship. It was an engineering challenge of unprecedented scale.
The question was no longer what we had found, but whether it could be saved.
72 hours after discovery, we returned with a full salvage team and a single objective: secure the vessel for transport.
The first priority was a comprehensive structural assessment, and we needed to know if this ship could survive the journey to dry dock.
Ultrasonic testing revealed the true condition hidden beneath the rust. Critical bulkheads had lost up to 40% of their original thickness.
The engine room had flooded repeatedly. The propulsion systems were entirely non-functional.
Every major component showed the same pattern. Saltwater corrosion had penetrated to the core of each system. The electrical infrastructure was a complete loss. Every circuit, every connection would require replacement.
Simultaneously, pumping operations worked to reduce the water load inside the hull. Over 2,000 tons of accumulated flooding.
By the third day of preparation, the vessel had risen nearly 2 feet. Internal water was being controlled.
With the hull stabilized, the towing configuration could finally be established. 4 primary cables rated for extreme load conditions.
The towing formation was careful calculate. Combined pulling power of over 40,000 horsepower would... At 11:43 a.m., after 4 days of preparation, the first movement began. Underway at last, a convoy moving at 4 knots toward a dry dock 500 miles distant.
5 days at sea, through changing weather and constant monitoring. Every hour brought new concerns and new hope.
On the morning of day 6, the destination appeared, one of the largest dry dock facilities in the world. Safe arrival. The vessel that had drifted alone for years had finally reached the place where its transformation could begin.
With the water drained, we could finally see the full extent of what we had taken on.
800 feet of hull, every inch requiring examination and documentation before any restoration work could begin.
Modern digital mapping technology allowed us to categorize damage by severity. Red zones would require complete plate replacement.
The results were sobering. Over 30% of the hull plating fell into critical condition categories.
The propulsion plant told its own story. Complete systems failure across every major component.
Salt water and time had destroyed precision components that once generated over 100,000 horsepower.
The boiler systems, capable of producing enough steam to drive this vessel at 30 knots, had become monuments to corrosion. Electrical systems confirmed total infrastructure failure. Hundreds of miles of wiring, thousands of connections, all requiring replacement. Generators designed to power a small city had become useless masses of corroded metal. The bridge, heart of command and control, would require complete reconstruction, from deck plating to overhead.
Some components held historical significance that demanded preservation alongside restoration. Interior spaces that once housed commanding officers in refined comfort had become studies in decay.
Crew spaces designed to house over 2,000 sailors would require complete interior demolition and reconstruction. Food service facilities capable of serving thousands of meals daily had become unsalvageable. Complete replacement was the only option. The main battery systems, once the ship's reason for existence, presented unique restoration challenges requiring specialized expertise. Turret rotation systems, weighing over 1,000 tons each, had become monuments of immobility.
After 3 weeks of comprehensive assessment, the full scope of restoration requirements became clear.
Emergence. The numbers were staggering. Over 4,000 tons of steel replacement. Every rivet, every plate, every system had been cataloged. The question was no longer what needed to be done, but whether it could be done.
Assessment complete. Tomorrow, the real work would begin.
Day one of restoration began with over 300 skilled workers reporting to stations across the vessel.
Rust removal began at the waterline, thousands of square feet of corrosion scale falling away to reveal the steel beneath.
Beneath decades of oxidation, the original steel remained, damaged but not destroyed. Week by week, the transformation accelerated. What had taken years to accumulate was stripped away in days. Sandblasting followed mechanical removal, stripping surfaces down to bright metal ready for preservation.
Clean steel, waiting for protection, but first, the damaged plates would need to be cut away and replaced.
Critical damage zones required complete plate removal, cutting away steel that could no longer serve its purpose. Over 200 individual plate sections would be removed during the restoration, each weighing several tons.
Each replacement plate was fabricated to original specifications, matching thickness, curvature, and composition.
Installation required precision measured in millimeters, fitting new steel into a vessel built nearly a century ago.
Alignment was critical. A watertight seal required perfect contact across every inch of the joint.
Miles of welding would be required. Each bead, a permanent bond between past and future.
Each weld was subject to inspection, X-ray, ultrasonic, and visual verification, ensuring structural integrity.
Quality control maintained standards that exceeded original construction specifications. This vessel would be stronger than new.
Below decks, restoration proceeded simultaneously, the engine room stripped to bare structure for complete rebuilding.
New propulsion components, modern engineering meeting historical restoration, were carefully installed in prepared foundations.
Turbine alignment within thousandths of an inch, the precision required for smooth operation at full power.
Electrical restoration represented the nervous system of the ship. Hundreds of miles of new wiring connecting every compartment. Each connection was tested, verified, and documented, creating a complete electrical blueprint for the restored vessel.
Bridge restoration combined historical preservation with modern capability. The command center would honor both past and future.
Navigation systems combined state-of-the-art technology with traditional craftsmanship, honoring the vessel's heritage.
Months of structural work had transformed the hull. Sound steel now replaced what corrosion had claimed.
Protective coatings would ensure this restoration lasted. Modern marine primers far exceeding original technology. Layer upon layer, protection built against the elements that had nearly claimed this vessel.
Final paint application brought color back to steel that had faded for decades. Naval gray restored to original specification.
The red anti-fouling stripe, signature of a working warship, returned in protective coating that would guard against marine growth.
The hull that had been surrendered to rust now stood protected, a visible milestone in the restoration journey.
Superstructure restoration continued the transformation upward, every level receiving the same meticulous attention.
Bridge windows, eyes of the ship, returned to their stations after months of careful frame reconstruction.
The main battery turrets, symbols of the vessel's original purpose, received preservation treatment honoring their historical significance.
Turret mechanisms that had been seized solid now rotated under restored power, precision machinery functioning as designed.
Deck surfaces received new teak planking, traditional materials providing both beauty and function for decades to come. Each plank was selected, fitted, and finished by hand, craftsmanship that machines cannot replicate.
Interior spaces were rebuilt to exceed original luxury, honoring the vessel's heritage while ensuring modern comfort.
Final detailing complete. Every turret surface stripped of corrosion, reprimed, and finished with immaculate protective coatings.
The superstructure, completely stripped to bare metal, every corroded layer removed, rebuilt structurally, and finished in immaculate
deck systems installed. Every anchor point, every mounting bracket, every safety system positioned for operational readiness.
Hull integrity perfected.
Complete transformation achieved. Every corroded surface stripped bare, every rusted plate replaced, every
2 years, over 3 million man-hours, complete elimination of all corrosion. Dawn of sea trial day. The dry dock flooded. For the first time in 24 months, the
bridge manned and ready.
Navigation systems online.
All departments reporting full operational status.
Ahead slow. The command that would prove everything. That our complete restoration eliminated all corrosion and restored full functionality.
The gates opened.
Clear of the harbor, 800 feet of completely rust-free, immaculately restored naval engineering heading toward open ocean in spotless condition.
Speed increasing progressively. Each power increment tested the rust-free, completely restored machinery under greater and greater operational demand.
Steering tested through precision maneuvers. The restored, corrosion-free rudder responding flawlessly to helm commands on the immaculate vessel. Sea trials complete. Every system tested, verified, approved, and certified. The complete maneuverability confirmed with precision on the completely restored, pristine vessel. A ship that had been helpless now answered every command instantly and perfectly.
Full power sustained without deviation on completely rust-free machinery.
From rust-consumed, abandoned wreck lost to the ocean, to operationally pristine magnificence. The same bow that had shown nothing but layers of rust and decay now gleams spotlessly clean and
A vessel consumed by corrosion and written off by the world, now completely clean.
Purchased for $3,500 as a rust-consumed wreck. Completely rust-eliminated and restored over 24 consecutive months.
Not merely restored, completely rust-eliminated, reborn.